Blanchard and Calhoun is one of the largest commercial brokerage and property management companies in the CSRA, with the largest market share downtown. Earlier today, Davis Beman took some time to show me around. Davis, thank you so much for sitting down with me and showing me around this building in particular. Davis is the Vice President and Director for Commercial Real Estate with Blanchard and Calhoun. And, you know, we talked this whole show about the growth within the CSRA that's happening, 13,000 people moving to this area. And obviously we know that it affects the residential side, but for commercial, you know, what are the opportunities that you guys are seeing because of that huge influx of people?
Sure. Thank you for having me. And this is a golden opportunity, probably one of the biggest, certainly in my lifetime, and maybe even the history of Augusta. Our growth is exponential to what it has been over the last 10 years. Residentially, the growth is going to mean a lot more jobs. With those jobs, a lot of higher level type professional offices and just companies coming from outside in that will take down what we call a net absorption of space. And so in the Augusta market, we've struggled sometimes to take down real space. It's just been a pool of moving tenants. And so I'm excited that we're going to start taking down the vacancy, and that'll allow new buildings to be built and new mixed-use developments to start coming out of the ground.
Well, new buildings to be built, but also the buildings that are already here, like you said, they're going to occupy, you know, some of these businesses are going to occupy them. This one in particular, we're at the Augusta University building. We were down on the 15th floor, open space down there, ready for a business to move in. Tell me about this building in particular.
Yeah, so this building was built in 1967, and actually the way it was designed is very efficient for today's use. And so we have a really good placeholder here on the 15th floor, 11,000 feet. We have other floors that are available, but the 15th in particular fits a lot of the needs of cyber and the cyber-related companies that are coming with high density. So we're excited with that. With the lack of new office space being built in Columbia County, downtown is going to bode well for the existing space that's there.
Well, not that this is the most important thing on people's list, but the view just, you know, down there is absolutely gorgeous. And you can actually see there's cranes that are, you know, doing some work. So obviously the work is already being done and is happening for these new buildings. Tell me about some of the other projects, because even the Lamar Building, there's a big project that is going on over there as well. Right?
Yeah, so Lamar Building, 753 Broad Street, is a project that we're working on. I've been working on it for a few years, and a local investor purchased it, and we're really just waiting to try to see, you know, where to take that project. It could be all office, it could be hospitality. What I'd like to see is a mixed-use facility of high-end restaurants, residential and professional.
And that's exactly what my next question was going to be. Obviously, you're talking about office space, but what are some of those other opportunities? What do they look like? Because restaurants can occupy, there's opportunity for really any type of business.
There are, and especially with buildings like this one or the Lamar Building that have good footprints and good amenities to them. They're going to attract outside restaurants and investors who just like the appeal of those buildings. You can't rebuild those buildings, and so you have a competitive advantage to anybody else. And so those buildings sit well on, you know, with the just overall aesthetics of the building, but also the views from the building that will play into rental rates and the viability of it.
Well, I'm excited too. There's so much happening. There's so much to look forward to within the CSRA. Thank you so much for exploring that with us and telling us all about it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, that was it for Local Living. Don't forget to tune in every weekend for more on what's happening within the CSRA.